Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So today I've made a Draymond Green build for you, so make sure he's a power forward and we'll move on. So for the body settings, I think he's actually listed at 6'6", and the minimum height you can go for a power forward is 6'7". So that's what we'll be going with today, just 6'7", it's only 1 inch off. And I wanted to make sure this build was a power forward and not a small forward. So make sure the height is 6'7". In terms of weight, we just want to drop this to 214 pounds. So it's a bit higher than the minimum. It just bumps some of the attribute caps up a bit more, just to help maximize our attribute points. In terms of wingspan, we just want to maximize that to 7'4". I'm not sure how long Draymond's arms are in real life, but at 7'4", it just helps push some of the attribute caps a bit higher as well. Body shape's up to you. I just pick solid because he is a bit of a solid player. That's why he's able to play power forward. And we'll move on to the attributes. So for close shot, I know this is not a really used stat in 2K. It's not really effective, particularly online, on multiplayer. But it is a really effective way and cheap way to get some badge points. So put close shot to 79, that just gets you the 5 badge points off the bat. In terms of driving layup, and also with layups, they're really hard to score with this year or this game because blocks and rim protector builds are really effective. So dunking will be your best method of finishing at the rim, but layup is an effective way to get some good badges and to get some badge points. So make sure driving layups at 80. In terms of dunking, now in his early days he could definitely posterize some people, but probably now he's not as athletic as he used to be. But I still wanted this build to be able to finish at the rim because you've got to have something to go to if you're going to drive. So I put driving dunk to 85, that just unlocks the pro contact dunks, and at 85 unlocks some dunk animations. So make sure that's 85. In terms of standing dunk, now you are 6'7" with a 7'4" wingspan. So we do want the animations for standing dunks, and they are both unlocked at 45, just the basic one. So the basic standing dunks off 1 and 2 is unlocked at 45. So make sure that's there for 20 finishing badges. Now for shooting, he is a 31% career 3-point shooter. So if I was going to make this really like Draymond, I probably wouldn't upgrade shooting too much, but if you want to be a really effective off-ball offensive player like Draymond is, I know he gets on the ball and plays sort of point forward, but you know, a lot of the time he's got to be out there doing something. So you know, if you're able to shoot on 2K, it can really help your teammates out. So I've decided to put 3-point shot to 79 and mid-range to 83. So that just gets you the 24 shooting badges. And also unlocks Hot Zone Hunter Gold at 83, and you get the extra badge point with 79 3-point shot. So make sure the layout's like that. In terms of free throw, I think he's about a 70% free throw shooter as well. But I had the points to get it to 80, which I think is really solid. And he shouldn't be missing too often with 80 free throw. Now in terms of playmaking, this is obviously his best attribute besides, particularly on the offensive end, this is his best attribute, being able to play make for his teammates. So I wanted to make sure I could get gold bullet passer. So gold bullet passer's there if you desire that. I couldn't quite get pass accuracy up to 90 to unlock gold dimer. That just cost too much to the rest of the build, but if you wanted to push it up there, you can if you want. I wouldn't begrudge you of that, but 85 is just what I went with. In terms of ball handle, we want to put that to 80. Now he's not crossing anyone up, but you don't really see Draymond get stripped a lot. And at 80 you just get the extra badge point, and you can unlock some animations at 80 as well. So I think that's really solid for a power forward. And in terms of speed with ball, we just want to put that to 1 below the max, which is 74. If you go any lower, it does push downhill. It makes it more expensive. Downhill is going to be an effective badge for this build, particularly if you play threes with another center. You're going to be wanting to get out in the fast break a lot, and downhill will become a really effective badge. So we want to keep that at 74 and not go any lower. That gets you the 24 playmaking badges. Now for defense, this is really where the build is going to be its best at. This is what Draymond's best at as well. So we want to put interior defense to 70. So as you can see, it pushes strength up to 45 as well, which is handy. Now he's not like a Gobert or an Embiid protecting the rim, but he can definitely protect the rim against other, power forwards, centers that aren't huge like Embiid or Jokic. He can definitely protect the rim if he's called upon. So we want to get that to a reasonable level. In terms of perimeter defense, now, if I could have it everything I wanted, I would want this to be 96, but the most you can go is 92. That's as high as you can push it without making him a small forward. So that was one thing I had to sacrifice to make sure he was a power forward. But that's okay because we can still get gold clamps and gold menace at 86. So that's the perimeter defense I would recommend. That's still going to be great against other power forwards or small forwards that might be playing power forward. Now in terms of steal, he averages about 1.5 steals a game for his career, with a career high of 2 on the dot per game. So he doesn't get a heap of steals, but he's definitely a pest. It'd be interesting to see how many deflections he gets, but in terms of the build, I wanted to get a Hall of Fame pickpocket with this build. Because it's a defensive build, you need to be really good, particularly with a 7'4" wingspan. It's going to be really effective at poking the ball free against other bigs and also in the passing lanes. We get Hall of Fame interceptor at 90 and of course Hall of Fame pickpocket at 96. So make sure steal is 96. In terms of block, he does average about a block a game, which is really... It's actually quite high. Not many people can average a block a game, particularly someone who's playing undersized at power forward or center. And for him to average a block a game at 6'6" is really great. So we want to push block to 83. That just unlocks the extra badge point and gets Intimidator and that gold. So make sure that's 83. In terms of offensive rebounds, we just want to push that to 52. Because we want to put defensive rebound all the way up to 82. And at 81 we get the silver rebound chaser, and at 82 we get an extra badge point. So he does average about 7 boards a game, so for someone 6'6", like I said, that's really good. So we want to get some sort of rebounding capability. Now for physicals, he's not ridiculously fast anymore. In his early days he was really quick, but now I would say he's not slow, but he's not super fast. So I think 74 speed and acceleration is really good for a power forward anyway. You should be outrunning most power forwards and other bigs at that speed. So make sure they're both 74. In terms of vert, we do need 75 vert to unlock the pro contact dunks. So make sure that's at least 75. And then for the rest, we just want to put it all on stamina for 90 stamina. And that's the build. So all in all, you have 20 finishing, 24 shooting, 24 playmaking, and 26 defensive badges for a total of 94 for this, lockdown playmaking, specialist build at power forward that can shoot and also finish at the rim with some posterizing dunks. So I think this could be a really fun build to have and to play around with. I hope you enjoy it. We'll move on to the takeovers. So I've just shown the extreme clamps. That's Draymond's one wood, clamping the opponent, making sure his player just has the worst game of his life. So extreme clamps is the takeover I went with. And then of course his secondary sort of method of helping the team is being a playmaker. So I've just chosen team ratings boost. So as you can see, you've built a mid-range playmaker with shades of Draymond Green, Scotty Barnes and Keldon Johnson. So fits the game, seems to think it's Draymond Green as well, so that's great. And we'll have a look at the badges. Now finishing, you just want all the really good dunking badges, limitless takeoff, posterizer, slithery finish is really great as well. You can get that gold. Then, some other things to help finish if you can't dunk. So, fearless finish is great. Unstrippable's great just to make sure you don't get stripped. And then with the last 3, you know, you can put it on fast twitch to help if you get a late pass cutting to the rim. You can dunk that effectively. Lob City finisher is just great to have. And then with the last one, you may want to put something like putback boss on, mouse in the house, grace under pressure. That would be some badges I would look at. Now for shooting, like I said, he's not a great shooter, so you just want all the standard shooting badges as high as you can get. You've only got the 79.3, so you just want to make the most efficient sort of badge setup you can get. So, you know, sniper, hot zone hunter when you get your hot zones, catch and shoot as high as you can, limitless spot up as high as you can, Deadeye, green machine. Lucky 7's a great badge, particularly, you know, if you're going to make a Draymond Green build. You know, Warriors play, you know, 7-second offense, so your Lucky 7's great. And then with the last one, it's up to you. You know, slippery off ball's really handy to have, or you could just put it on corner specialist just to get a bit of extra boost in the corners. And that would be a layout I would go with. Now for playmaking, we definitely want all the core playmaking badges because Draymond's really the playmaker on offense. So we want bullet passer, hyperdrive, quick first step, unpluckable, tight handles. I think is a really handy badge to have. I do notice the difference when I put it on. Needle threader, glue hands, dimer, and downhill. Now you'll notice we don't have handles for days or break starter. Now for a power forward who's probably going to get rebounds, you do sort of want break starter. And for someone that's going to be a playmaker on offense as well, you probably want handles for days. So I would say if you make this build just to put all 4 of your badges, extra badges into playmaking to get handles for days silver, and then get break starter bronze just to have it there. You know, if you don't think you're going to be on the ball a heap, you could adjust this, but if it was me, I would probably want handles for days silver and break starter bronze. But that would be a layout I would go with. In terms of defense, we definitely want all the really good defensive badges that can help you defend on the perimeter and also play off the ball on defense and offense. So, you know, brick walls are really great because Draymond does do a lot of screens for Steph and Clay and Jordan Poole and that. So we definitely want those animations with the brick wall. Intimidator's great, pick dodge is great. Tireless defender's awesome on bronze. You know, rebound chaser, pickpocket, menace, pogo stick, rim protector, interceptor clamps. You know, you've got 4 badges here as well. You know, you want box out, chase down artist might be one to look at. Defensive leader, you know, Draymond's definitely the defensive leader on the team. And then post lockdown, he rarely gets bullied in the post, particularly by players his own size, and he's even able to defend really big centers in the post, a bit like Dennis Rodman. So that would be a layout I would go with. All in all, that's the build. I hope you've really enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a great day.